0200, how are you? You know what today is? Today is Election Day 2018. So get out there and vote. Make make your voice heard, okay? Because right now the country's being controlled by a bunch of really old people. All you have to do is take a look at the makeup of Congress and Senate, and it's basically a bunch of old white men. And if you're not part of that club, all right, of that tribe, then there's a good chance you're not getting your needs met. And so get out there and vote for sure. You know, no matter what side of the political arena you align yourself with. Um, Anyways, a big part of politics is retirement. Okay, a big issue we've heard about in this course is how are we going to pay for these older people, all right? Of which, by the way, you guys will become someday. Um, and as long as we keep running larger and larger and larger federal deficits, um, the issue becomes bigger and bigger. And so we have, Social Security and we have Medicare. Medicare is probably the most costly of issues that you guys are going to be confronting. The cost of healthcare is unbelievable. I always bring it back to our situation, but just for 1 year of treatment for Julia for her leukemia was $300,000. That was 1 year, 300 grand. Right now, just to keep her healthy, she gets intravenous injections of antibodies. Each injection once a month is $16,000. All right, so you add that to the 300 grand a year. You start approaching 400 grand a year. These are huge costs. We're paying this right now off of my personal health insurance that I access through USC. If you're older, after age 65, then you're going to be using Medicare, and it's your tax dollars that pay for it. Anyways, lots and lots of issues to talk about. I think the most important thing, though, is we go right into what's most pertinent to the course, and this should be really most pertinent to many of you guys. Really, when I say many of you guys, every single one of you, and that is setting yourself up to be comfortable later in life. Okay, and for some of you, we're going to go to the readings here. This will actually be a career trajectory for you. Okay, so what we're talking about right here is retirement planning. Okay, and so this was just a real quick exposure for you guys to start considering retirement planning, and so we're going to talk about what are called tax deferred accounts. Okay, what does that mean? Tax deferred account. That means I'm not going to pay tax on the money that I'm going to put into, say, my work 401k or my work 401(b) plan until I spend it. All right, so all the money that I put away has not been taxed. Okay, and then when it comes to retirement, you only pay tax on it as you spend it. Okay, so my expenses right now are much more significant. So my tax bracket is much higher. Okay, I'm anticipating with both my children moving on in their lives, with my mortgage being paid off in about 6 years, something like that. Probably my travel expenses are going to go down because I'm turning into an old man. So I don't anticipate spending as much money annually, and then as a result, that money will be taxed at a lower rate. So that's the main attraction. Plus, one of the attractions. Plus, you just want to have saved enough money to fulfill your financial needs in a world where we're all going to live older. All right. So there's my mom lived till she was 95. My dad was 87. There's a good chance I'm going to approach 100 years of age, and I don't want to run out of money. All right. So this is why I need to put money away, and you should do it too. I was just looking at Sophia Zhao's post, and it seems so far away. And we're going to talk about some of the things she noted about how little people have saved. But the reality is, it's just change that you get when you go spend something. Okay, that's kind of old school. But the reality is, you take a small amount of money, you put it into one of these tax deferred accounts, okay? And you just pretend like it doesn't exist. Don't even look at it, that money's gone, okay? Alrighty. And then later on you have it to use. And the cool thing about these kind of accounts is, if I do pass, then the money is then passed along to my heirs. Okay, so both my boys will get access to that money and at a tax benefit as well. Okay, all right. So what I want you to do is to get familiar with all this stuff. Okay, we're reiterating. Okay, the basics of retirement. Okay, so we start here with Social Security. All right, so looking at Social Security administered by the Social Security Administration, and by going in here, there's a really cool planner. Okay, that you can look at. Okay, and what I really want you to do is work through it and think about the benefit of delaying Social Security. Okay, so what our country wants everybody to do is to work longer, work to 70 years of age, and the incentive is then we're going to give you a lot more money on this basic subsistence level type of security payment. Okay, you're not intending to live off this, but it's supposed to keep you going. There's a lot of people, as we're going to find out, however, that they are essentially living off this, which is really, really sad. Okay, alrighty. So go ahead and play around on those. Okay, and then we get in here. Okay, and we take our first steps to this concept of financial planning. A lot of you guys are going to become money managers, financial planners, whatever it is that you are in terms of assisting people in terms of developing a retirement portfolio. All right. That's great. It's a service that people need, but I'm looking you guys, right in the eye right now. If you can pick up your phone, okay, and you can do an app, then you don't need a financial planner. Okay, we don't use a financial planner. Okay, we have an account with Fidelity. We go into the website. We select our investment strategies. Okay. Research has shown over and over and over again that picking and choosing individual stocks is actually a losing proposition. And what you need to do is you invest in these packages of stocks. Okay, these are called mutual funds. Okay, there's another one that I talk about that you can look up in this class called exchange traded funds. All of these are all called index funds. What it is you basically will invest in a large package, thousands of companies that are under this category that you're interested in. Okay, and you can set up the category based on risk. It's all there. It's online. It's fun. It's like playing a video game. And guess what? You pay like a minimum of fees. If you have a financial planner or a money manager, you're going to pay substantial fees. Oftentimes they'll push you into individual stocks where basically every time they buy and sell stocks, they make money off it. Okay, and it's really a losing proposition. So you really need to take control of your money, especially if you start making a ton of money. Okay, you don't need somebody to lose all your money. You can do that on your own. Okay, all right. Okay, so I go through here and I discuss the options. Okay, about contributions and what's going on in terms of current laws. Okay, these are 2018 laws. There are 2019, a new law there's an adjustment to the law. So I kind of lay it all out all here. Okay, so this goes over what's going on in terms of the plans. Okay, I have a defined contribution. That's my contribution to my retirement. I take my paycheck, I take money out, I put it into this plan. Okay, it's my choice. Okay, there are defined pension plans, and these have pretty much disappeared off the map except for government jobs. Okay, thing with a government job is you're a police officer, a firefighter, city workers, all these government jobs. Okay, they have access to a pension so that when they retire, they will get that salary till the day they die. Okay, which is something that your tax dollars pay into, which is a substantial amount. So if a firefighter retires at 300 grand a year, then they're going to get 300 grand a year pension. If they retire at 55 years of age, they're going to get that 300 grand a year pension for the next 40, 50 years. Okay, So it's a big deal, and it's a political thing as well. This right here, the defined contribution, that's what average Joe does. That's what you and I do, okay? And it's about the amount of money you put away. Now, how do you put this away? This kind of is table goes through things right here, okay? Explains it to it. A little bit down here, again, talking about how you invest your assets, okay? These index funds, okay? I talk about, they're also referred to as equities, okay? And these are just big bundled stocks, okay? An example of an index is a Dow Jones Industrial Average, S&P 500, and NASDAQ, and on and on and on. You know, there's lots and lots of different indexes or quote unquote mutual funds, okay? They're just bundled equities, and you invest and hope that companies do well, and then you gain from that, okay, in terms of the increased value of the company. A bond is something different. It has a lifetime. It's making a loan to a company, and then you get a return on that, okay? Interest rates are closely tied to bonds. I'm not going to get into this. For the business majors, they will find out about this, okay? That's viewed as a safe investment. Stocks or equities are viewed to have a little bit more risk, okay? The reality is long term, okay? The stock market is going to cycle, but it's long term, it's a safe investment, okay? All right, these are some cool articles about this. This is part of this, the links you see here. You cannot click on them. You access them by bringing up this PowerPoint, okay? All righty, here's the rules right here. If you're under 50 years of age, I can invest 18,500 a year into my 401k. You have individual retirement accounts and IRA, okay? This is one where you tax defer, okay, the tax, okay, or the Roth Ira, which is something you might want to do right now because you're not making any money. You pay the tax going in, but you don't pay the tax going out. But it's based on your income level. So if you're a student, you're not making any money, this is a pretty safe bet. And these are the annual limits right here. When you get older, okay, the federal government wants you to go ahead and invest more in your retirement. So these are called catch-up funds, okay? So you can see that that there's more money that can be put in. So this is this whole matching fund catch-up program, okay? Alrighty. So and that's called a catch-up contribution. I just wanted to show you this just came out. Okay, I'm going to click right here. This is the IRS. This is for 2019. And if you look, you see I said the limit was 1850. In 2019, the limit is now 19,000. So it changed from 1850 to 19,000. So if you're going to be an investment counselor, you need to be aware of this. Same thing for the Roth IRAs and the IRAs. Okay, again, the Roth IRA is something that you do as a young person. The IRA is something that you might do later on when you're making more money. It's just a matter of when you're going to pay the tax. The Roth IRA, you pay the tax when you put it in. The regular IRA, you pay the tax when you're 80 years old and you're drawing off it. You see that that has increased from 5,500 to 6,000. Okay. Alrighty. There's a lot of tax accountant information here that would be relevant if you're taking on this career. All right. Very cool. So I hope this exposure is useful to you. Each one of you needs to be able to do this on your own, okay? I do a real quick analysis of annuities. Annuities are for people that maybe can't be trusted with their money and they need to have money doled out to them on a monthly basis. So you take a big block of money, you put it into it's like an insurance investment. Lots and lots of fees. So if you're at all savvy, you don't want to do this annuity thing. And sometimes the annuities are really sketchy, and once you put the money in, you can't get it back out. So you got to be careful with that. Not all like that, but some are like that. Okay. Here's a horror story. Okay, right here from the New York Times about somebody that was not watching their parents and how their parents got shafted. I have to admit, my mom had a money manager, and I just got so caught up in my own life and my own issues. I wasn't watching what was going on. And my mom, who was 94 years old, um, I went in and took a look, and this guy had her in all individual stocks. What an idiot, okay? And volatile and not making much money, but that was my fault, okay? So we immediately eradicated that. All right, so discussion, okay? All right, so this was something that's very relevant to looking at whether or not you guys are investing, but also I think it's really important to look at the state of our country, okay? So this is an overview right here of this long analysis of where our country is in terms of investments. And it's an albatross, okay? It's a huge problem that we're going to saddle you with as a society, and it's really scary, okay? So we look right here, and we're looking based on age group up to 2013, and we see that what the average savings is, okay? And that may seem like a lot of money, okay, average, but average does not tell the whole story because it's skewed. The average is skewed by somebody who saved nothing and somebody who has saved maybe 20 million, okay? The real scary one right here is the median savings. So that's where if I take, 51 of you students, let's say 101 of you students, okay? I'm gonna take 101 of you students and I look at you all when you're, say, 56 to 61 years of age. And I line you up and I say, okay, let's look at the person that's invested the least and let's look at the person that's invested the most. We'll line you up in order and I go right into the middle, okay, the median, okay, that 51st person. And I say, okay, so how much money do you have saved? You're 60 years old. And you would say, I have $35,000. $35,000. That doesn't even pay half a year's life expenses, okay? So this is where our country's at, okay? And this is a really, really scary, scary, scary thing, okay? At a young age, you should be investing. It should not be the median, it should not be 480, okay? Because the money grows so much, okay? So anyways, scary story, something for you to think about. All right, awesome. Okay, guys, so these topics are very relevant. They're going to come up for your paper right here that's coming up. You're going to go home for Thanksgiving. You need to talk to your parents about investment strategies. You're going to see when we get to the very last parts of the course. I'm going to click over here. Right here, the legal aspects. You need to set up a durable power of attorney health and fiduciary, a financial durable power of attorney, so that you have a say in your parents' well-being in terms of healthcare and hospitalization, and also in terms of managing their financials, okay? Vice versa, somebody should be doing that for you as well, okay? Because if it gets caught up in the courts, it's a mess, okay? All right, guys. Good luck on all that, and we'll see you next time. This is an important one. Watch it.